We all know that eating healthy is always a balance, and sometimes it's a tough balance. So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite recipes that I like to keep on hand for when we just want a quick snack or whenever we want a lunch, but we've had one of those days where we don't really want to spend a lot of time prepping and fixing something. You're watching Living Life with the Bully. So today I want to share with you one of my favorite recipes to keep on hand for either a quick snack or an easy to grab lunch. And that particular recipe is what I refer to as grilled cheese sandwiches. Now I know that on the standard American diet, or if you eat breads, or if you can or if you're burning glucose, we think of grilled cheese sandwiches as being cheese between bread. That's not the case. We're going to use chicken and ham as our base for the cheddar cheese, and then we're going to add in a few things that I like to add in just because that's the way I am. But this is whenever I say that I'm making grilled cheese sandwiches, so this is what I'm referring to. It's very often easier to just grab something and eat it, like a quick snack, junk food, what have you, rather than fixing or preparing something that is healthy for us, and that goes across all diets. This is something that does require a little bit of prep work, a little bit of advance on, just because of the way that it's made. So some of the ingredients that I'm going to use are things that I have cut in advance. On Thursdays on our blog we release Scott's Blurb. In one of those recent articles he discussed how we eat salad. Here we prep and cut everything in advance, and if you'd like to read that, go ahead and go check that out if you haven't. So the ingredients I'm going to use are these. We have some spinach, green onions. I have some shredded cheese here, some shredded Parmesan. These are cut banana peppers and sliced mushrooms. I'm also going to use my handy dandy cast iron skillet. It is my understanding that some people, if you're not familiar with using a cast iron skillet, it can be a little intimidating, maybe overwhelming. Go ahead and follow this link here, or check in the description below for my video on how to use and care for cast iron skillets. It's actually much easier than a lot of people make it sound. I'm also just going to use a basic spatula, and because I am essentially frying, I'm going to use our saturated fats. Now, as you know, saturated fats are fats that generally stay hard at room temperature. This is not hard because it's quite warm today and quite humid. So coconut oil, bacon fat, or butter, those are the fats that I'm going to choose from. Today we're going to use some Kerrygold Pure Irish butter. And if you haven't seen our video on types of fats, follow this card here or check for the link in the description below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. What I'm also going to use for this, I have selected here your boar's head sweet sliced smoked boneless ham. I also have boar's head blazing buffalo style chicken and boar's head white Vermont cheddar. Now for the macros, a sweet sliced ham per 2 ounces is 60 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein, and 1 carb. For the blazing buffalo style chicken, the macros come out to, per 2 ounce serving size, 60 calories, 1 gram of fat, 13 grams of protein, and 0 carbs. For the Vermont white cheddar, macros balance out for 1 ounce serving size, 110 calories, 9 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, and 0 carbs. For this recipe, for what we're going to do, and like I said, we're going to use a cast iron skillet and a saturated fat. Turn the stove on to medium. Because I'm using a cast iron skillet, I can pretty well depend on the heat being evenly distributed, and the great thing about them is I don't have to use high heat. For this, I'm going to start off, and guys, the thing is I don't use exact measurements. Like I will use measuring spoons and I will use measuring spoons and such whenever when I'm baking, but when I'm frying or generally cooking, I don't use exact amounts, so you'll just kind of have to bear with me on that. But that's about how much. That's probably 1/4 inch of butter taken off of there, and I don't know how much that is. I know that there are lines on here that measure out the tablespoon, but we're not going to use a full tablespoon all at once. So I'm just going to get that around the pan. And so we know that the base for any good grilled cheese sandwich is going to be butter, right? Because you butter the pan, or because with bread and cheese grilled cheese sandwiches, you butter both sides of the bread and then put the grilled cheese in, or put the cheese to be grilled in the middle. Here we're going to start with butter in the pan and let it get nice and warm. We're sizzling just a little bit, about like it is right now. And then I'm going to take just a slice of my ham. And by the way, I had these sliced to our preference. It really doesn't matter as long as it's thick enough for you to pick it up. I asked for the buffalo style chicken to be sliced extremely thin because I like my chicken to be sliced thin, but Scott likes his ham to be sliced not quite so thin. But I wanted it thin enough to where I could do this, make grilled cheese sandwiches with it. So I compromised on that a little bit. But for Scott's, it's very simple. We're just going to put the ham in the pan. And then we're going to take some of this amazing cheese. And because this is in the full rounds, I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take for his other one, some shredded cheese just on top of that. And I do want to work a little quickly because it's getting a little crusty in there. So then I'm just going to put another piece of ham on top of each one. And let that go. So once it's ready to flip, and it only takes a few seconds. Once it's ready to flip, I'm just going to quickly flip. Just like that. Alright. So they're basically done. So I'm just going to take them out. Put them on a plate. They will slide around a little bit. They will get a little deformed, but that's okay. But that's what they look like. And my pan is getting a little bit warmer than I like, so I'm going to turn that down. The next one I'm going to make are going to be my blazing buffalo chicken. Now I have these sliced thin just because I'm a thin deli meat kind of a person. My advice is to go ahead and have them sliced thick enough your first couple of times making this, until you get the general feel of it. And then if you like your sliced thin too, then go ahead. Now, alright, so because I've removed it from the heat, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add in a few toppings on this one. I'm going to put in the spinach. And really only because I'm not actually cooking the meat, I'm just warming this up enough to melt the cheese. It really doesn't have to be that warm. I'm going to bring the skillet back to the heat. And this is where this little guy comes in handy, because he actually helps me keep these together a little bit. out of the pan. I'm going to set these over here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make several of each of these of different variety, different stuffing, because I like variety. In things. So I'm going to make a few of these, and I'll show you the finished products once I get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to move the camera forward so you can see everything just up close all at once. Okay? Okay, so the grilled cheese sandwiches are finished, and this is what we have. Again, we have blazing buffalo chicken and the sweet sliced ham with Vermont white cheddar, sharp cheddar, shredded sharp cheddar, and Parmesan mixes, as well as various other toppings like fresh spinach, mushrooms, green onions, some amazing banana peppers, because I love banana peppers. So what I'm going to do, because these are mine and those are Scott's, I want to put them into two different containers for us. Voila. Alright guys, that's it for this video for tonight. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far in this video, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button for us. And don't forget to check the links in the description below, especially those links that I mentioned earlier that play into this video. The short video I did on how to maintain and care for a cast iron skillet. Scott's blurb that he did for the way we do our, for how we do our salads and salad ingredients. That's on our website, livinglifewiththebully.com. The direct link is below. And also our previous video on the types of fats. Bye guys.